Hi guys! Today I'd like to show you how to make perfect rice on the stove top. So let's get started. So first, measure a few cups of rice into a pot. Now keep in mind that 1 cup of uncooked rice will make 2 small bowls of cooked rice. And then you want to wash the rice grains twice. You want to do this quick stirring motion to let out any dust or dirt caught in between the grains, but you want to avoid scrubbing or rubbing the rice grains so you don't lose the nutrients in the grains. When you're done, you want to measure drinking water and add it to the pot. So a little note here, the ratio of Asian white rice to water is 1:1. For brown rice, it's 1:1 plus an extra half cup of water. So since I'm using brown rice here, I'm adding an extra half cup of water to the pot. Once that's done, let the rice soak for 15 to 20 minutes before cooking. When it's done soaking, you want to first bring it to boil on high heat and cover the pot, but leave a little hole to prevent overflowing. When it starts boiling, turn down the heat to medium and let it continue to simmer on medium heat. As the water gets less in the pot, you will hear the bubbling sound getting quieter. When you can barely hear any bubbling sound or that there is barely any bubbling happening, it's time to turn off the heat and cover the pot completely to let it simmer for another 5 to 10 minutes over the remaining heat. This part is very important because this is when the middle of the rice grains will get thoroughly cooked. After 5 to 10 minutes of simmering, now you can lift the lid and the rice should be beautifully cooked. And before serving, now you want to fluff the rice, and there you have it. Enjoy a perfect bowl of rice made on the stovetop. And also check out some of my other easy Chinese dishes to make it an authentic Chinese meal. Hi guys! Thanks for watching today's video. I hope that you enjoyed my video on how to make rice on the stove top. Now, rice is one of the main food in Asian meals. Pretty much every meal we have rice, and rice is great because it's plain, it has a texture to it, so it goes really well with all kinds of different dishes and it kind of balances out the taste of the different dishes. Now, pretty much every Asian family has a rice cooker, but it shouldn't stop you from making rice if you don't have one. So I've experimented with how to make the perfect texture of rice on the stove top, and I hope that you liked my video. So there are a couple things that I want to mention about making rice, because rice is, it's plain, it looks simple, but it's actually the hardest thing to make perfectly. So usually it's something to do with the texture. It could be too soft, too hard, you want it just right. So in general, here are my 2 things. The first thing is that in general, the amount of uncooked rice to the amount of water, the ratio is 1:1. That's a usual sense of how much water there should be for the uncooked rice. But if you're somebody who prefers a softer texture of rice, you just want to add half extra cup on top of that. Now, for the same idea, if you like your rice a little bit harder, you want to minus, I wouldn't say half a cup, but you can experiment with that. I would say start from 1/4 cup less first. And the second thing is that in the video I used an electric stove. So the thing with electric stove is that there's remaining heat after you turn the heat off. So I let the rice simmer on the same spot after I've turned the heat off. So, there's still some heat going on to heat up the whole pot of rice, to keep it simmering and cooking, kind of, just not as harsh of a heat. Now, if you're using gas stove, I believe it's a very different story. I used to have gas stove, so I know that when you turn off the heat is, the source of heat is taken away, it's just gone. There's no remaining heat, pretty much. So my suggestion to that, now, this is just my theory. So for the time that I was using the remaining heat on the electric stove, for that amount of time, you want to turn your heat down to low, and then to just let the water cook away, and then until there's no water at the bottom anymore, and then turn the heat off and still let it sit for a little bit so that the steam can make sure that the rice grains are cooked through. That's really important. The grains are cooked through, because uncooked through rice, if rice is not cooked thoroughly, it's soft on the outside, but there is this crunchiness inside. And some of you might think crunchiness sounds nice, but trust me, no, it really is not. It's not crunchy like the kind of enjoyable crunchiness that we want. It's really hard to eat it, and it just doesn't taste good, so you want to avoid that. Anyways, thanks guys for watching today's video. I really hope that you have enjoyed it, and please subscribe to my channel, please like my videos, and check out all these other dishes that I've made that will go perfectly with rice, so you can have an authentic but simple Chinese meal. Thank you. See you in my next video. Bye.